Good morning, everyone. This is Kendal Askins from STEMulating Minds. Askins stimulates on all of our social media platforms, and I am joining you on another day with another gem to drop. And today, I want to talk to you guys about starting over. So often in our lives, we get on a path and we get used to it. We get complacent. And even when things do not feel like they're working, or they feel difficult, or they just don't feel right within our spirit, we feel like we have to stay on that path. And I'm speaking from personal experience. I am a person that I am a big picture thinker. I begin with the end in mind. I might know what goal I want, and I will work every day, step by step, to accomplish that goal. And there have been times, especially in the most recent season of my life, that actually the chapter is like just officially closing, where I was working towards, the goal, and it wasn't sitting right with me. It wasn't feeling right. It was difficult. Every step of the way was super difficult. And I was still pushing through because the behavior, what I had learned in my life is, we don't quit, or, you have to be strong, or you're going to be resilient. And often when we think about those words, we think about those words in a way where it ends up creating a space where we deal with unnecessary abuse, unnecessary trauma, unnecessary drama, and we put ourselves in situations that we really don't have to be in, all because we think that there is something honorable about pushing through or getting to the finish line of the original goal that is set. And I'm here to say, sometimes we have to start over, and we have to go back to the drawing board, and we have to say, you know what, that plan that I originally thought was going to work out a certain way, it's not working. The definition of crazy is literally doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results. And so when we sit here, you have to ask yourself, if you're literally doing the same thing over and over and you're wanting different results and you're just trying to push through, it's not going to give you different results, right? The evidence is there. I've been talking to you guys really about mathematical thinking, and I'm going to tie that in here, logically, right? When you're doing something and you see a pattern, believe the pattern, right? Believe the behavior. We talk about that. Believe what is in front of you. And so what I had to learn and accept is that starting over didn't mean that I necessarily was a failure, or what I was doing, was bad or anything like that. It just means that at this stage, this thing is not for me. And that can be anything. It could be a job. It could be a relationship. It could be a career goal. It could be something financial. It could be a trip. It could be a friendship. Literally, it can be anything. It does not have to be unique to one thing. And I used to take those failures very personally, man, I could do better than this, or I can make this work. And I realized that sometimes those failures is God's way of telling me, you're not in alignment. And so now the way that I've switched that up is when I'm experiencing extreme difficulty. Now, it's okay to have a little bit of friction, right? It's okay to have to push through a little bit and have to work hard, for something. But when I'm experiencing extreme difficulty, it's not working, I have to pause and I have to realign with God and make sure that I'm doing what He wants me to do and not what I just want to do. And so starting over has become a beautiful thing for me because it begins a new chapter, right? And that's how I look at it. In my journey, my life is a book that I am writing as I go each day. And each chapter that is being written is essentially a new part of my journey. And so I want to remind you guys that Loving All of Me is out, and that is definitely a book that describes one particular chapter of my journey, and there are more chapters that are coming. But what that chapter taught me is that starting over is actually not a bad thing at all. And so I want to encourage you today that if you find yourself in a position where you're starting over, especially from something that you maybe didn't think you would have to start over from, job, friendship, relationship, whatever it is, home, something with the children, whatever it is, it's okay. And everything happens for a reason. And that means that the timing, instead of trying to force what you know and just sit in what you know, it's really important for you to pause and think about what new opportunities you are potentially getting from being able to start over. So don't hesitate to do that. Sit with your spirit. Do what feels right in your spirit. And as scary as starting over is, and as uncomfortable, remember that it is only in our discomfort where we grow and where we elevate. So when you're comfortable, you're complacent. If something is not working out and it's making you feel uncomfortable, it is not necessarily your job to push through that discomfort in that manner. Sometimes you need to pause, sit back, think about how you can reimagine the situation and just start over. So I want to hear from you guys. Put in the comments, what are some ways that you are starting over, or some things that you're thinking about starting over? Like, share out this video to somebody who you think needs to hear this, or save this video for another time later on when you think that you're going to need it. I look forward to hearing from you guys. Let's make an amazing day.